Google Flow just got a major update, and Whisk did too. The first thing that you will notice is the redesigned interface. You now have access to Nano Banana 2 and then Nano Banana Pro. In the prompt box, now you can toggle between image and video just directly. On the video section, the text to video, it's no longer on a different tab. You only have now ingredients or frames. Where did the text to video go? Well, if you don't add any images on ingredients, it simply works like the text to video. Managing your project, it's much easier now. At the left, you can switch between the all assets or all media, where you can just see the images that you've created on this project, of course, and the videos. And notice it's pretty fast. Before, it was super slow, but not anymore. If you have a lot of assets, now you can go to the search and then just enter whatever it is that you want to search. And also you have the filter. Here you can filter by type, images, video, or collections, or select a different ratio. You can select between generated on this project or maybe uploaded or favorites. And I gotta say, this was a much needed update. A major new feature is the collections. If I go at the top and click on the plus, you can upload an image, but you can also create a collection. Once you create a new one, you will see it right here, and you can even go here and just rename the collection. Let's say I'm gonna call it Awesome. And now when we have this collection, what we can do, we can just take, drag and drop different assets into that collection. And now if you hover on that collection, you can see how many images and videos you have in there. And if you go there, you have a much cleaner interface for those specific assets. You can also change the view to a grid or batch mode. Right now I'm using the grid, but if I use the batch, we get what we had from before, on the previous version. You can change the grid size between small, large, or medium, especially if I go to the grid, now it's a little bit more obvious. And you can choose if you can sound on hover or maybe show the details right here. Keep the details or they will hide when you are not hovering the assets, and you can clear the prompt when you submit. So if I turn it on and submit something, it will clear after I submit. But if you want to keep whatever is that you prompt, just set it to off. The scene builder icon just changed. You now have it at the top. And there's one more thing with the scene builder. It got to do with the different tiers or subscriptions. I will tell you that in a minute. On any of the assets, if you click on the three dots, you will be getting a lot more options. And notice that on a video, you get the add to scene. This is the way you add this very specific scene to the scene builder. And you have the most common options like download, favorite, and reuse prompt. If I go to an image, we have almost the same options, but now we can do animate, which means that we grab this image and we can take it to video. And at the bottom, you can see the rename function. Renaming your files, now it's super important because of how the new tagging system works. If I go to an image, the image editor has a fresh look now. At the right side, you can see all the info about your current generation. But a great update is the edit history. Notice that you can see at the top the hide history, so we can, hide it or show it. But the whole point is that if we make a change, it will show the history of changes right here at the right side. So when you run an edit for the current generation, you will see every change that you make. Highly important tip. Whichever version that you select, the image that you select, if you select that one and you click done and you go back on your main dashboard, you will see that image. If you have edits on that very specific image, you will see the icon at the top right corner. Still, what if I want to get this one instead of this one? Well, you just need to select the edit and then click on done, and that image is the one that will show on your main dashboard. But if you want to keep both, just go right here and click on Save to Project, and then click on the first one and then click on Done. And now you have both generations on your main dashboard. At the left, you have a couple more tools. You have the crop, which means that you can crop the current generation. And if I crop it, this will not create a new generation. It will just crop the current image and give you that instead. Then at the bottom, you have the doodle tool, which is something that we had from before. This didn't change, it works the same way as before. But then if we go right here, we have the box, which is again something that we had from before, but now we have the lasso tool, which means that now you can add a circle or just draw to select a very specific area and then go right here at the bottom and prompt what you want to edit on that specific spot. Adding or locking ingredients, it's now a lot more polished. On the image edit or any of the other screens, you can click on the plus and you will be getting a much better interface than before to select all your different assets that you want to add as an ingredient. You can even search for assets or maybe upload from here. But also you can go right here to the prompt, use the add and just enter whatever is that you want to add as an ingredient and just select it, and it will use that tag and add it as a resource. I mean, this is not new, it's new on Flow. We could do things like this on KLING and other platforms, but it's good that now we can do it on Flow. Still, tagging and locking, it's something that we could do before, but you needed to describe the ingredient with words. Not anymore. You use the tag and that's it. Just to show you how it works, I will be using Nano Banana 2. I can go right here and say that at and then use James and select one of the James generations I have. And this is why I was saying that renaming your files is really important, because you will be looking the files by name. I'm going to select this one, and now I have this as a tag. And I can simply tag that subject and say that he is running in the forest. And as a result, we can see it understood perfectly. You do have a limitation. You can do up to 5 characters and 14 objects, which is a lot if you ask me. In addition, Nano Banana 2, it's also much faster. And it's also a more advanced version than the Pro version, so you can prompt for something more complex and you can expect Nano Banana 2 to complete the task. You also get tagging on video generation. If I go to ingredients, you can go here, do the add, and then select whatever is that you want to select, and then the same thing on frames. The only difference is that when you select something or you lock a subject or scene, it will add the frame for you. And on the video generation works pretty much the same way as it works on Nano Banana. You just need to add the ingredient and then just use that tag. Just to give you a full example, I have this subject called Mark. I will go right here and find Mark. Once I get it, I will select that subject and I have it right here as a reference. And instead of describing a young man with a satchel, well, now we don't need to do that anymore. I can just say Mark is running in the forest. And that's it. We just run the prompt and VO will understand that we want to use that subject. And this is a major improvement. It just makes everything much easier to prompt. The edit video interface also got a much needed cleanup. At the right side, you can see the history of changes, but then at the bottom you have the extend, which is something that you had on the scene builder. Well, now you have it right here, and you can insert and remove. And if you don't know how this works, you can go to insert, just drag or select whatever is that you want to insert, maybe right here, and then you just prompt whatever is that you want. And if you want to remove something, well, then you select and you prompt to remove that something. We had this feature before. This is not new. For sources, the insert and remove tools are much more realistic now. Inserting elements usually looked a little bit fake or superposed, but now it got improved. Finally, you have the camera edits. You can do camera motion and camera position. Now you have a nice little animation to see what that effect or camera motion or camera position should do, which is nice, especially if you are starting. If you don't know what the orbit up will do, or maybe the dolly in, well, now you have a visual representation of what it does. Okay, so a couple more things to mention. The fast mode, which is low resolution, it's really fast, between 70 and 90 seconds. This is meaningful if you have credits, because you can create a fast preview just by using 20 credits. And once you are sure that that's what you want to do, then you run the high resolution one. But in conclusion, the 3.1 fast got faster. It's a little bit suspicious. The model is faster, and now we have a big interface update. I kind of think that there's a VO update coming up. Another thing, and it's kind of a downside, is the scene builder. If I go to the video and just click on the 3 dots and add it to the scene, then go to the scene builder, you can see at the bottom that the extend and the jump to is missing. And also, if I move this, I cannot save the frame to asset just like we could do before. And this is not because it's not here. They moved these features to the ultra tier, which if you have a pro account like me is, it's not good. But if you have an ultra tier, well, it doesn't matter because you had it already. Also, and I think this is a bug, the expand option is missing. I mean, this just came out a day ago. You really can expect some glitches. The last thing worth mentioning is that if you are a Whisk user, the big news is that everything is merging into Google Flow. If you go to the Whisk application, you will see a big notification right here at the top. You can still use Whisk for now, but eventually it will be gone. But I really gotta say that I love Whisk, and for me it's just sad news. You can still use it right now. You have a few days, and at some point they will give you the option to move all your media, the one that you have on Whisk, to Flow. So I think maybe it's a good time to move to Flow and start working around with that interface if you used Whisk the whole time. Alright, that's it. If you liked this video, remember to like and leave a comment. I will be uploading a few videos really deep diving into the different sections of the interface, so stay tuned.